Hey everyone, it's Joy here with another Lawn Fawn video. Today I am so excited to share the brand new Tea-rrific Day stamp set along with the brand new Treehouse die. Now I have already stamped my images with jet black ink onto white cardstock, and we're going to be doing some Copic coloring. I did use all of the images except for the little butterfly trails from the super cute Tea-rrific Day stamp set. So there's cute mushrooms, of course, so I stamped those 3 times. You have butterflies, I stamped that 3 times. There are little macaron cookies, some little hearts that I made into chocolates. Of course, you have the tea set. You have a little tray with cookies, which I decided to make into chocolate chip cookies. Then you have a super cute fox, a little hedgehog, a bird, and a squirrel. And then you have the tree stump that they are going to have this cute little tea party on. So those are all of the images from the stamp set. Oh, there's also a little monocle there. I colored that. I did not end up using that in the final design. So you can see the lids there for my Copic markers, which colors I'm using. I did, of course, reds for those mushrooms. There's some turquoise, pinks, a lot of browns because of the cute little critters, and really simple, cute images to color. And this is just going to be a darling, darling card. Now, I am also using the platform pop-up die to create this whole scene, but you could just do this as well on a flat A2 size card, slimline card, or a 5x7, and really get a super cute card from these new stamp sets. I'm going to color these cute little banners, but what ended up happening was I trimmed off most of the bottom of this tree stump to fit in the design on the platform pop-up die, just so that way I wasn't covering up the whole tree. So I really didn't need to color all the way at the bottom, but obviously I didn't know that at the beginning. So I just colored the whole thing, and then, like I said, trimmed that off. So when I color with my Copic markers, I come in and lay down my darkest color, which is like the shadow area. Then I take the next lightest color, which is the medium color, blend out a little further, and then I take the lightest color and blend that all over. I usually end up doing that twice for most images, especially larger images. To me, I feel like I get a really good blend. I did come in with R20 for the cheeks on these cute little critters, which, I don't know, just gives their face a little something extra. We've got this cute little hedgehog here, and I just was kind of playing around with colors. I think I did R80 or E81 for his body, but then I brought in another color just to kind of blend that out a little bit, the E43 here to kind of soften that E81. Then, of course, they've got little hats that we're going to do in different colors. I did try to keep everything in the same color scheme. I did not bring in any oranges, but like I said, we've got yellows and pinks and turquoises and reds and purples. And I just really wanted to keep it that way instead of bringing in a ton more colors, because this is already a lot of colors, but super, super cute. When I'm done coloring all of these images, I will use the coordinating dies to die cut them out. I will just use some low tack tape to hold those in place and then run that through my die cut machine, and then we have all of these cute images. I used most of these images. I think I may have left out, I know I left out the monocle, and then there's some die cut images that go along with the treehouse die that we're also going to add into this platform pop-up die design. So I'm going to finish with the cute little top hat. I like to use C4, 6, and 8 to give it a black look, and then I'm going to bring in some pink on that band of the hat. Okay, now let's go into making the platform pop-up die. So here is that platform die. I die cut that twice. Then you have the little T piece that I die cut 3 times. Now we're going to fold all of these on the score lines. Now this patterned paper is the brand new All the Dots pattern, All the Dots paper pad. There's stripes and dots, and I just thought the dots were really playful. So this is the green dots, which I thought would be perfect because to me they're sitting in grass and in the field, and they're having a picnic and they're having tea, and it's super, super cute. So I'm just going to fold on all of the score lines after I die cut this out, and I use the 6x6 paper pad, and die cutting the platform pop-up die from that fits perfectly. Then I'm going to take one of these tees pieces and fold at the bottom. There's a score line there, and then we want to bring in some score tape to add at the bottom of that tee. And then you can see this little piece that I have folded over. We're going to add some score tape to that. And this platform pop-up die is super easy to put together. There's a little hole here, and we're going to slide that tee piece from the bottom up. And then that first fold, we're going to fold up to the top there. And I want to make sure that tee piece is nice and pulled tight. So I'm going to remove the release paper, pull that tight, and then press that down. Now we have the second line here. I'm going to pull back the release paper on that top, and I'm going to push this all the way up to the top, fold that down in place, and push down. Now we have one side of our platform pop-up die. Super, super simple, and we're going to do this one more time for the other side so you can definitely see it again. But now we have one side of our base. Now again, the second side is already folded, and we're just going to come in with some of that score tape one more time. I'm going to fold this piece at the bottom. Again, that's that tee piece I die cut from white cardstock. Adding a piece of score tape there, adding a piece of score tape on this flap. We're going to put that tee piece through that little hole at the bottom. We're going to pull that tight and fold on that first score line. I'm going to pull back the release paper on that little tab and then push that down. Then I'm going to pull back the release paper and then push up one more for the next fold all the way up to the top. And now we've got our second side. Super, super easy. Okay, now this is our third tee tab piece. We're going to trim off that bottom piece after you fold it on the score line. Just on the bottom part, we're going to add some tape. And then we're going to add some tape on the two side pieces, one on one side of each of the platform dies, a little bit of that tape. We're going to adhere this tee piece on one of them, so I'm going to push this flat. I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to make sure that it's directly in the same spot as the other tee piece, and line it up at the bottom, and then push that down in place. Now we're going to have our center tee piece where we can add critters and grass and hills and all the things that we need to add to that. Now the other piece to the platform pop-up die on the bottom, we're going to add some score tape to that. I am adding 3 strips here. This is 1/8 of an inch score tape. If you used 1/4 of an inch, you wouldn't have to use so many, but that's what I had on hand. I'm going to remove the release tape and line these two sides up together. I'm making sure that the scallops are lined up, and I'm going to push that over and adhere that down. Then let's remove the release paper off of this side. Then we're going to fold the other side over, making sure everything lines up nice and straight. So I'm just checking the bottom and the sides, making sure everything is good, and push that down. Then that last little piece on the right side, we're going to remove that release tape and then just slide that under and push that down. Now our platform pop-up die is completely done. Super, super simple and easy. Now in the platform die, you have this grass die. I have die cut that 3 times, and this is from cilantro cardstock. And I'm going to adhere that to those 3 little white tabs that we adhered down. And this is already going to give us the base look for our platform pop-up die. Now here is the super cute brand new treehouse die. So there's the tree, you have the door frame, the window frame, and the little doorknob, which I decided to ink blend a little bit darker with gathered twigs, but I did die cut that from the wood grain light brown cardstock. I'm just going to come in with a little bit of liquid glue and adhere those in place. This would also be fun if you did these in some bright colors as a pop, but I already have a ton of colors going on, so I just wanted to keep this brown. But I thought ink blending that and making that a little bit darker than that wood grain light brown cardstock really would make a difference. Then I'm just going to pop out the little spots for in the door and in the window. Then you have, as part of the die, the green leaf like clusters. I die cut that from Noble Fir cardstock. And I'm just adding a little bit of liquid glue to the tips and then adhering that down. And for those little pieces of tree of leaves, I want to add some foam tape behind that just to give it a little bit of dimension, and then just pop those into place. Now also from that treehouse die, there are flowers, you have tulips, you have mushrooms, and there's also some other flowers that I did not use, some little sprigs of grass. The tulips are die cut from apricot, sunflower, and raspberry cardstock along with noble fir. The mushrooms are from chili pepper cardstock, and the little grass sprigs are from cilantro cardstock. So I'm just going to put these together, and then the bases of the mushrooms are from that wood grain light brown. I just wanted to keep it simple and just glue those cute little mushrooms in place. That's one of my favorite things about the stamp set and this treehouse die are those little mushrooms. I just think they're so darling. So I'm just going to finish gluing those together, and then we can start putting this whole platform pop-up card together. So I have adhered that tree to that very background, and then I remembered that I needed to add some detail with my black glaze pen and my white gel pen to all of my images before I adhered them to the platform pop-up die. I've done this before and totally forgot to do that, which makes it much harder to add these. So I'm just adding some white highlights to the images, some to the cheeks of the squirrel, to like the teapot and the teacups, and just these little extra details really make your images pop. I added the black gel pen to the eyes of the critters to give them a little bit more life. And then here I'm just adding some of that white gel pen to the die cuts. So now the next center layer, I'm going to add the tea party. So I've attached the squirrel to the back of the tree stump, if that makes sense, because he's facing forward. And I'll show you guys, I'll tilt this up often. It's just kind of hard to glue this if it's laying down. I'm kind of having to take a look at it. I want that cute little bird to be standing kind of on the top of the door with it open just a little bit. So I adhered him to the top of the door. And then some of these images are going to have some foam tape. So the hedgehog and the fox will have some foam tape. So that way they look more dimensional. I feel like you can get away with that easy on cards like this. Even though this is kind of a 3D card, you can still add some dimension. I added a mushroom in front of the hedgehog with even more dimension, and I'm using foam tape to achieve that. Then I'm setting that cute little table. The squirrel is eating a macaron. The fox will have a teacup. The hedgehog will eat a chocolate heart. I'm going to put down the little sugar dish, and then the teapot and like the little cream jar is going to be on the ground next to the critters. I felt like I could pull that scene out just a little bit further. I'm using my tweezers and Lawn Fawn's liquid glue to put that in place. Those die cut tulips I'm adding to the back of the tree, which you don't really see a ton from the front, but if you're looking over it at an angle, you're going to see that those flowers are there, and I just felt like that still made a huge difference to add those to the back. And this is just really about kind of playing with your design and kind of going back and forth and layering things to really give it some character. I am going to add some Copic colored mushrooms and a die cut mushroom to the front, along with some grass sprigs and a butterfly. And then I actually ended up adding a couple of the macarons, which I thought would be really cute in the front. Like, this tea party is just overflowing with goodies. Again, just adding a little bit of liquid glue and using those tweezers to put it in place, which makes it super easy. I will tuck a couple of those sprigs of grass and the die cut mushrooms around the fox and the hedgehog, just to kind of fill out that center part of the scene. And as you can see, isn't that so cute? It's just coming together. I just am in love with this. I wanted a butterfly, or a couple butterflies actually, at the tree. So one's up at the kind of the bottom part of the leaves, and then the other butterfly is going to go at the top. That little bird is going to hold a chocolate heart, which is really cute. And then I'm going to add that last butterfly right at the top, which really kind of draws your eye up. And now we've got this cute little image. I want to add another piece of grass to the back of the tree because I felt like it needed more weight back there. The tree was just a little bit top heavy because I've got some foam tape at the top, so that just kind of held that in place. In my Misty, I am going to stamp the sentiment that says "Your Tea-rrific," obviously from the Tea-rrific Day stamp set, in jet black ink. This little square, this little stitched rectangle is from the platform pop-up die. There's a rectangle and squares so that you can just kind of put it all the way around this whole die. I'm just going to put one on the front, add some adhesive to the back of that, and then just pop that right in the center. Now this card, I think you would need a larger envelope than an A2 size because the tree is so large. So maybe like pop that into like a 5x7 envelope. But then here you go. Look at all of this dimension. Look at all of the little things going on. And it's just a fun card. And of course the platform pop-up die is awesome. And the brand new products are so, so cute. The Tea-rrific Day stamp set, the treehouse die, and all the dots paper pad is brand new from their brand new Lawn Fawn release. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I will be back with another video. Thanks so much. Bye.